This is a Flowstar assignment tutorial for Gothic. Gothic's an unusual freestyler, very intriguing. He's a relative beginner. You can tell that his chuck-off entry is sloppy. There are a lot of the catches, it'll just kind of stop, or it'll do like a wrist roll and sort of stop, you know. I'm trying to, I can't really give an example of it because it's unusual. And a lot of it's kind of a little bit wild and not quite precise, you know. But the moves he's going for, amazing. Like for a beginner, I think he's got one-handed neck passes in there. He's got, I think, some variety of arm roll in there. He goes for a lay flat catch at one point and then kind of misses it, but catches it in the little prayer catch and brings it back up and goes for an elbow flat. He's trying like some really ambitious stuff and he's pulling it off. He's not dropping it, but he's not flowing between any of the moves. Which is, I don't think I've seen anyone else quite like that. All the individual moves are coming off, but there's no rhythm between them all. So I was kind of impressed and bemused at the same time. So Gothic, you're an interesting one. And I really didn't know where to go with for your tutorials because, in many senses you need to work on your basics because they're not there yet. But in another sense, you're so close to getting these advanced moves that I kind of want to help you perfect them. But I think common sense says you do need to get the basics down first and you need to get them solid before you can work in those advanced moves. So for you, it is two more basic concepts that I'd like to see you have down, you know, reliably, before we work up to the advanced moves that you seem to be gunning for straight away. So upwards shoulder pass, you know, for me this is the bread and butter move of nunchucks. Under the arm, catch, over the shoulder, down. Okay? You must have seen it done 100 million times by now. And it's one of the most basic challenges in our challenge zone that I recommend everyone just nail it so that you know that whatever else is going on, you can drop back to a shoulder pass. Do that without thinking, you know, you can do mental arithmetic, you can write your shopping list, you can do whatever you want and just in your head, and that shoulder pass will just keep ticking away. So I'd like you to do that challenge. I think the minimum is 60 passes in a minute, continuous, just put the camera on, batter through them. I'm sure you can do it, but there's nothing that flows consistently in that chuck-off vid, so I'd like to see the shoulder passes just flowing, just to kind of reassure me really that you can at least, you know, you can do that fine. So that's assignment 1, and I'm sure you'll get that back to me very quickly. And assignment 2 is also a fairly basic challenge, back-to-back wrist rolls. You're doing something unusual. Again, you're an unusual chucker, I like it. I always like a little bit of uniqueness. You were doing something like you were trying to do a wrist roll round the opposite wrist, but it was kind of sliding and you were taking it off again. I couldn't figure out quite what you were doing with that. But either way, you need to like get your consistency up in your wrist rolls a bit. So back-to-back wrist roll is back grip, which is a good way for the camera. Back grip, lift it over your arm, let go of that stick, turn your hand, pick up that one in the back grip again. Okay, and then we've just got to try and keep that going continuously. Is that better? Okay. Again, it's just one of those moves that I think every freestyler should be able to do in their sleep. My recommendation for learning this is if you don't know this move and this tutorial is not helping you get your head around it, Ex Mortem made a really good stop motion, very slow motion video of how the technique works. Just search for B2B wrist roll, back-to-back wrist roll. His YouTube account is Nunchaku Freak. It's one of the most popular nunchuck tutorials on YouTube. So watch that, get the move down. The way I recommend practicing it is stand over your bed with your arm out doing it. Because then if you drop it, and if you're still learning it, you will drop it a lot. But it won't drop very far, you know, it'll only drop like a foot onto your bed. And you can just scoop it up and go again. And you don't get the same sort of psychological, oh no, I dropped it, that happens if you're standing up and you keep them to bend down and pick it up and bend down and pick it up. You just stand over your bed, put some music on, don't even think about it, just keep doing it until your arm hurts and you can do that move in your sleep. And then the challenge is to do it as at least 1 minute solid, okay? So again, like, I think this is a move everyone should be able to do just so confidently. So when I did this challenge, I actually did it eating my lunch. I did that with one hand, and I ate a banana, opened a packet of crisps, drank a bottle of Coke, you know, like, I was just trying to say, this should be a real foundation for everyone. So Gothic, I think you're going to be a very interesting Padawan to work with, because your natural like drive is to go for the ambitious moves, which is great. But I haven't seen much evidence of the basics here yet, so I'd like you to give me a bit of the basics, and then when I'm confident you can drop back to the basics to link everything together a bit more. We'll have a bit of fun playing with the more advanced stuff. So get those challenges back to me as soon as you're ready, and we'll move you on.